Solving with variables on both sides. And we're going to just jump in and do some examples. Next week, when everyone's here too, I'm probably going to do a new seating chart and spread y'all out a little bit. Since there's only 8 people in here, we can be spread out.
Wait, there's only 8 people in our actual class?
Well, I mean, there's just 2 of you, and then the other side, they have, what, 6 kids were here at the beginning of the week? Yeah.
Wow.
It's a nice small class, which is really good for you guys because you guys get the benefit of getting a lot of individual attention. Okay, so let's start with 6k minus 3 is equal to 2k plus 13. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my line down my equal sign. Okay, now when you have a variable and a number on one side and a variable and a number on the other, you actually have 4 choices of what you could do, okay? We could start by subtracting 6k to both sides if we wanted. We could add 3 to both sides if we wanted. Or we could start on this side. We could subtract 2k. Or we could subtract 13. You have 4 choices on how to start, which means you 2 and 2 other people in the class, 4 people could start it all differently. But everybody should end up with the same answer. So me, what I like to do is I like to deal with the smallest variable first. I think it's always good to get rid of the variables first because they're kind of big and bulky and in the way. So that's my choice, but you could do any one of the 4 things. But just for this first one, let's start by subtracting 2k to both sides. Now line up your k's underneath your other k's. Line up your variables under variables, numbers under numbers. And then I like to just work from left to right and do each one. So 6k minus 2k is what? Good. And then bring down the minus 3 and the equal sign. What happens to 2k minus 2k? Good. And bring down the 13. And notice now I have a problem that's just a 2-step problem. So what would be our next step? Good. So you bring down the 4k. What happens to the 3's? Good. And then 13 plus 3? Good. All right, what would be the last step?
Divide 4 by both sides.
Good. So k is equal to?
4.
Perfect. So whenever you have a number and a variable on both sides and it's not clear where to start, you actually could start wherever you want to, okay? I started with the 2k, but you could start with any one of the 4. So I want you to try one by yourself. So we're going to take 9t plus 7, set it equal to 3t minus 5. And I want y'all to solve this by yourself. Don't shout out the answer.
and a constant.
You did numbers first, now you have to use the letters. Okay, so you want to see the negative. Here.
All right, so I'm going to show you that you can start it different ways. I know that at least one person here started with the 3T, and I'm sure you guys at home, some of you might have. But Zach, which one did you start with? What'd you do first? The 5, yes. So I'm going to show you just how it looks when it does something different, but everybody should get the same answer. So what's the opposite of -5? Add 5 again. Again, if you didn't do that to start, that's fine. Don't erase your answer. Let's see how we did. Bring down the 9T. 7 plus 5. Good. Bring down the 3T. And what happens to the 5s? They cancel. Okay, so if I do numbers first, and I did the 5, I have to do variables second. Notice up here, we did variables first with a K, and then we dealt with numbers second. So whichever one you do first, you have to do the other thing second. So I need to I have a T over here next to the 12, and this T by itself. I'm going to try to get this T to move to the other side. So the opposite of plus 9T, a positive 9T, is a minus 9T. So you're going to subtract 9T from both sides. Personally, I think it's easier if you start with variables and end with numbers. I just think it makes more sense in your head. But so those cancel. I bring down the 12. What's 3T minus 9T? 3 minus 3. Good. All right, and then you're going to divide by -6 will be the last thing. So T is equal to
Oh, T is equal to -2.
perfect. And I know Madison got that when she started working with the 3T. No matter what you start working with, everybody should get the same answer. But again, I like to start with the variables. I think it's just a little bit easier that way. All right, we're going to add a little bit more to this. Parentheses, G plus 4 minus 3G is equal to 1 plus G. Okay. Now I'm going to do a few things here to make life easier. First of all, G by itself, I'm going to make it into a 1G. Okay, I think that helps. I'm also going to put my dotted line through my equal sign. And then when you see a parenthesis, what do we typically do?
Multiply.
Multiply, right? What's the number in front of the parenthesis?
1.
1. Good. So I'm going to distribute first. So what's 1 times G?
1G.
Good. And 1 times 4?
4.
Good. And bring everything else down. All I did was distribute. Also, just so you know, if you have a parenthesis by itself with nothing in front of it, you can go ahead and just take the parentheses off. That's the same thing. Okay. Now look on the left side here. Notice how you have more than one G. Go ahead and combine like terms. Combine 1G plus a negative 3G, or 1 minus 3. And what is 1G minus 3G? Yeah, negative 2G.
Oh, wait, you said minus. I thought you said times. My bad.
Oh, okay. Minus a positive 1 and a negative 3 is a negative 2. And then everything else just comes down. All right, see how you have a problem now with a G and a number on both sides? Once you get to this point, you get to make the decision where you want to start and solve from here. So I'll let you guys work on that. Okay? Pick which one you want to start with and solve from there. It's negative 2 plus negative 1 is negative 3. And then negative divided by a negative. So you're good. You just need to watch your videos and all this. You're doing a great job. So now, how does it work with the negative 2G exactly? Okay, so let's see. Madison, what did you start with?
I started with, oh yeah, I did, to subtract 1G from both sides,
Good.
and then I got 3G plus 4 equals 1.
Good is equal to 1, and those cancel. Good.
I subtract 4 by both sides,
Very good.
and then
And 1 minus 4.
is negative 3.
Good.
And then divided negative 3 by both sides.
Good. So
Negative and negative is positive. Now by G equals 1.
good. Zach, did you get that? Good. Perfect. All right. Any questions so far from anyone?
A positive plus a positive would be a negative, right?
What are you doing? Adding, subtracting? What are you doing?
Subtracting.
Subtracting?
Yeah.
So if you have Like here, you've got a -2 minus 1 right there. If the signs are the same, you add the numbers and keep the sign. Okay, so it's impossible to show you every single type of problem there ever was. I'm going to give you another one, and then we're going to move on to something different. Well, not that different, but I want you to show you one like this. 2 times parentheses, 5x minus 1 is equal to 3 times parentheses, x plus 11. And with those parentheses, what do you think we should do first? Good. Distribute, and don't forget to distribute to the number also, okay? So 2 times the 5x and the -1. Go ahead and distribute first. I'll let you work on that. See if you can do this one by yourself. See how far you can go.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
This, what on most times, or should I know this? Right here, you actually should be to the -1 and 3 times 11. Oh my goodness. I don't know that in numbers a lot. So it's for your numbers that way. Forgive me, okay?
All right, so let's go ahead and distribute. 2 times 5x is what? Good. And 2 times -1. Good. Equals 3 times x. Good. And 3 times 11. Very good. Okay, so we got a choice. Zach, I think it's your turn. What would you like to do first?
And the 2.
Add the 2. All right. Bring down the 10x. The 2's cancel. Bring down the 3x. And what's 33 plus 2?
34.
Good. And now that we've done that, what do we have to do next? Oh, you're close.
Subtract.
There you go. Good. Okay. So now we have 10x minus 3x. 3's cancel. Bring down the 35. And the last step?
Divide 7 on both sides.
Perfect. All right. What do you think?
That's a lot of numbers.
It is, but you guys can do it. You guys can do it. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is talk about an identity or no solution. Some special things that can happen when you're solving. There will be a section in your homework that says tell if it's an identity or no solution. So I got two of them for you, one of each. We're almost done. You guys are doing good. And I'm going to solve it with you. So let's do 10x plus 12 is equal to 2 parentheses 5x plus 6. Okay, so what do you think we should do first?
The parentheses.
The parentheses. Good, we're going to distribute, right? Anytime you have parentheses, distribute first. So I'm going to rewrite 10x plus 12. We're not going to do anything there yet. And 2 times 5x. And 2 times 6. Good. Now, when you're working with identity or no solution, I highly recommend that you go ahead and take care of the variables. Okay? So what are we going to do with the 10x? Careful. Subtract it from both sides. And what happens to 10x minus 10x? Cancels. Bring down the 12 and the equal sign. And I have another 10x minus 10x, and that one cancels. Bring down the 12. Notice all your variables are now gone. So this one really doesn't have an answer per se, but is 12 equal to 12?
Yes.
That's a true statement, right?
So that's identity.
Good. Because it is a true statement, that means all the answers here are always going to be true. No matter what I put in for x, I'm going to get 12 equals 12, 0 equals 0, 20 equals 20, whatever it is, you're always going to have a true statement, and this is your identity. This is what's called an identity. When you solve and all the variables go away and you get a true statement. You guys have done this before? Yeah, good.
We literally learned it until the end of school year.
Nice. Okay. Well, this should be easy for you then. And there's a section in the book tonight where it'll ask you to tell if it's an identity or no solution. And so you're going to solve and find out. So here on this last one, we can do this one together as well. We're going to do 9m minus 4. 9m minus 4 is equal to negative 3m plus 5 plus 12m.
There are no parentheses, so you have to go with the variables.
You have to go with the variables. What do you notice about the variables on this side?
3, 6, 9, 12.
There's two of them, right? You see both of them? So if there's two of them, let's go ahead and combine like terms first.
Just
You're doing a great job, Madison. All right, let's combine some like terms here. Negative 3m plus 12m. Good. Oh, there's our train. And bring down the plus 5. And again, when you're working on identities and no solution, I'd say start with your variable. So let's subtract 9m from both sides. What happens to the 9m's?
they cancel. This is
I bring down the negative 4 and the positive 5. Is negative 4 equal to 5?
no.
No. Those are not equal, so you're right. No solution. Nothing is going to be put into X to make this true or to give you an answer. No solution. There is one no solution in the solving part of your homework, so don't be surprised when you get one of those. I don't know if there's more than one. I think there's at least one. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you your homework. You two in class are going to take the quiz they've already taken, and then y'all can work on your assignment. You guys at home, once I give you the assignment, you're free to go and work on it. Just make sure you get it turned in by tomorrow at 8:30.
Is it okay if I go ahead and
Yes, yes. Just make sure, Madison, you bring me back your quiz when you're done with it, and then you can go down and work on your homework. All right, so once you get this written down, you guys at home, thank you. You guys are welcome to go and do your work. And let me stop the recording. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up there.